Good morning and a warm welcome to one and all present here. I, Stutisha, and my co-host Shrishti Biswas welcome you to the Green Campus of Nirma University. Nirma University believes in unity and diversity and hence is an umbrella to 8 institutes starting from Institute of Science, Technology, Pharmacy, Management, Law, Architecture and Planning, Design and Commerce. Here is a video that will help you get acquainted with the foundation and culture of Nirma University.
A university is a knowledge enterprise that contributes to social, political, economic and scientific development of nations and society. And we at Nirma University, with our Honorable President Dr. Karsanbhai Patel's vision to contribute to the development of the society, strive to build a strong foundation for our country's bright tomorrow.
Nirma University is committed to contribute to the society by providing its students relevant knowledge and skills, engaging the learning environment and state-of-art facilities. Our vision is shaping a better future for mankind and developing effective, socially responsible individuals and organizations.
Our academic and administrative systems work toward ensuring the achievement of our mission. We are committed to put Nirma University on a world map.
These leaders would develop a better future for mankind so that all of us prosper. Nirma University is also developing as a research university and it does cutting-edge research and innovation.
Nirma University was established in the year 2003 and has gradually over the years earned the stature of one of the most prestigious universities in India. What started as an initiative of Nirma Education and Research Foundation in the year 1994 went on to expand into being Gujarat's first self-financing engineering institute in 1995 and autonomous Nirma Institute of Management in 1996. Contribution towards excellence in higher education led to the birth of Nirma University in the year 2003 through a legislative process, and it became the first private university in the state of Gujarat. Nirma University then went on to create a faculty of doctoral studies and research in 2004 to promote doctoral education, contributing over 350 PhD graduates till date. Over the years, we have developed programs in the fields of technology, management, pharmacy, science, law, architecture and planning, commerce and design. Nirma University is recognized by the University Grants Commission under Section 2F of the UGC Act. The university was awarded an A grade in 2015 by National Assessment and Accreditation Council. The Institute of Technology is known for producing high-quality engineers through its various departments. It is well known for imparting quality education, conducting applied research, and in nurturing students for their holistic development. Continuous evaluation, blended learning, choice-based credit system, industrial visits, industry projects, expert lectures, soft skills development, and critical thinking programs aim to nurture the students for a brighter future and enable them to shine in today's competitive world.
At the Nirma University, we get an overview of the academic world as well as the real world.
So basically, this university breeds knowledge and equips its faculty with every tool that is required to develop and groom our students.
The Institute of Management imparts world-class business education. It has emerged as a national business school and has played a vital role in producing new generation of leaders over a period of 2 decades.
At the Institute of Management, Nirma University, students are trained to take informed decisions and drive organizations towards their goals.
It offers various programs in the area of business administration.
Institute of Management, Nirma University has provided us with various opportunities for personal learning.
Institute of Pharmacy promotes excellence in pharmaceutical education and prepares young men and women to take on the challenges ahead in the areas of pharmaceutical industry, R&D and education. The modern labs with upgraded equipment ensure a holistic pharmacy education. With an animal house and an herbal garden to provide the students with on-ground experience, Nirma University has managed to build an entire ecosystem that every pharmacy student dreams of.
Institute of Pharmacy provide excellent laboratory facilities equipped with sophisticated instruments to inculcate research aptitude as well as develop the skills of our students very efficiently and effectively.
The Institute of Law was set up in the year 2007 with a vision to promote excellence in the field of legal education and to fulfill the ever-increasing demand of quality legal professionals for a growing legal world.
Increasing globalization of business and advancement of technology has given rise to the enormous complex legal issues, and that has brought a paradigm shift in the role of legal profession today. We as an Institute of Law, Nirma University, focuses more on the skill enhancement process and the experiential learning education that really help the students to make themselves as practice-ready professionals.
The professors at Nirma University are our pride. Besides imparting high-quality instruction, they play the role of a guide, friend, and mentor to all those who study under them. They are actively engaged in conducting cutting-edge research and innovation.
Professors at Nirma have helped me inculcate the ability to learn. They own an extraordinary ability to explain. Their enthusiasm and passion to teach encourages us all. The professors here ensures that the class goes beyond the classroom.
Our recent adoption of outcome-based education has added a lot of value to we as a faculty as well as to our students.
The 110-acre sprawling state-of-the-art campus provides refreshing environment and stimulates intellectual growth and creativity. The university campus has a serene academic ambience that motivates the students to focus on development and all-round growth. The university is a community perpetually in motion, with the students running clubs, planning and executing national and international activities, competitions, annual, technical and cultural festivals and live projects. The university is committed to research and innovation. It has established a Directorate of Research and Innovation that promotes and coordinates various research activities at different levels. Institute of Science offers master's and doctoral level programs in biotechnology, microbiology and biochemistry. The institute houses 6 research laboratories, a central instrumental facility, a plant growth lab, animal cell culture and insectarium. It is nationally recognized for its contribution in the field of biotechnology and life sciences. Established in 2014, Institute of Architecture and Planning offers a 5-year Bachelor's of Architecture program and a 4-year Bachelor's of Planning program. The students are given local, regional and international exposure to hone their skills in the fields of architecture and planning.
Here at the Institute of Architecture and Planning, we try and create innovative solutions. Basically, we learn that creativity lies in the details, and those details help us in shaping our surroundings.
The Institute of Commerce intends to prepare students for their career in the accounting profession and BFSI sector. The curriculum includes both a theoretical as well as a practical exposure and is facilitated through experiential learning, summer internship and project work. The Department of Design offers 4-year programs in the fields of industrial design and communication design. It aims to encourage creative thinking that is inclusive, sustainable, and exciting. Nirma University is equally committed to the employability and employment of the students. All the institutes of the university have active placement cells that train the students for jobs and organize placement activities in reputed companies.
I believe that my decision of joining this institution as an engineering student was the best decision I made as a teenager, and that has changed my life ever since.
Nirma University is closely networked with its different stakeholders. For example, it has among others active MOUs with ISRO, IPR and PRL for research. It has MOUs with a host of universities in the different parts of the globe for student and faculty exchange and joint research. Its students are absorbed by companies like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Accenture, HUL, Amazon, Novartis, etc. The central goal that Nirma University stands for is to provide a stellar education and lifelong learning skills and the means to do so effectively to all its students.
For me, Nirma has been a monumental milestone towards my goals, and for that, I will always be grateful.
The university strives to bring about a positive transformation in the lives of its students and enables them to become independent, confident, and self-sufficient citizens.
I hope you all enjoyed the video. I request all of you to stand for the prayer.
या कुंदेन्द्र तुषार हार धवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदंड मंडितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकरं प्रभुदिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
I thank our talented group of students for enlightening us with positivity and knowledge. Understanding immunological concepts is essential for delineating how the immune system contributes to mechanisms pertaining to infectious diseases, allergy, cancer, and autoimmune diseases that are currently among the major national and global health issues. The importance of immune system, a clear understanding of the basic concepts of immunology has become critical for novel drug discovery and diagnostics development. Hence, under the aegis of Indian Immunology Society and CCE, the Institute of Science and Institute of Pharmacy, Nirma University, have organized the CME, Immunology in Health and Diseases. The program will emphasize the importance and relevance of immunology in pharmacology, highlighting the connection between these fields. I would now like to invite the dignitaries on the stage, starting with Dr. Dinkar Salunke, Dr. Taruna Madan, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, Director General Dr. Anup Singh, Director of Institute of Science, Professor Sarad Dalai, Deputy Director for Quality Assurance and Academic Development, Dr. Tejal Mehta, and one of the program coordinators, Dr. Aarti Sundarajan.
I request Professor Sarad Dalai to felicitate Dr. Dinkar Salunke.
I request Dr. Bhagwati Saxena to felicitate Dr. Taruna Madan.
I request Dr. Sonal Bakshi to felicitate Dr. Sanjeev Kumar.
I request Dr. Aarti Sundarajan to felicitate Dr. Anup Singh. Now we invite our esteemed dignitaries to light the lamp.
It would be an honor to introduce you all to Professor Sarat K. Dalai, the Director of Institute of Science, Nirma University. Dr. Dalai is the pride of our institute and is an inspiration to us all. He acquired his PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, and went on to pursue his postdoctoral studies at NIH Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. He has been a keen and persistent scientist in the field of immunology and has more than 20 years of research experience, which is why ISNU is able to deliver strong research as an academic research institute in the field of science. I would like to welcome Professor Dalai to address the gathering.
Very good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais, students and participants. Since last more than 10 years, each summer I go to MSU to conduct comprehensive viva. Many times Dr. Taruna Madan also shared the expert panel. One question I asked to students, how comfortable you are with immunology? Do you like the subject? More than 50% students said, it's too complicated. Then my next question, why is it complicated? The subject itself complicated? Or the books have been written complicated? Or the teachers, the way they teach, it sounds complicated. Professor Naresh Kumar has been teaching immunology since his early days at MSU. He's a very good teacher. In fact, I learned from him how to teach VDJ recombination. Then my next question comes. I just try to make the moment a bit lighter for students. Can you draw a parallel between NK cells and NKSR? Because there is a parallel, philosophically, if you look at. And in fact, this morning, when you're interacting, you could see why I say this. You'll ask so many questions. He's not an immunologist, basically a molecular biologist. You'll ask so many questions, at the end you'll realize, मैं immunology कुछ पढ़ा नहीं है. You said all your egos, just like NK cells are meant to eliminate many pathogens. In the first place, their natural habit is to kill, infected cells or cancer cells. Naturally, it happens. But then the question comes that, is the subject itself complicated or we deliver it in a complicated way? That is why a lot of interest is not generated. Lately, I have been observing pharmacy students. And after all these biologics have come into play, a big role, so they use this terminology called MABs as drugs, monoclonal antibodies. They know all these monoclonal antibodies, their name, which I hardly remember. Maybe rituximab I remember. But then as I try to understand their understanding, I find it is difficult for them to distinguish between small molecule drugs and MABs. How do they act? I don't want to finger point to my colleagues, but that is the scenario. Many times I am awed with my children's doctor, pediatrician, and sometimes with my younger sister, who is also a doctor, about immunological memory. I tell my son Binay got damaged, or Tanmay got damaged, so while playing, should he give you a TT? They said yes. I said they had given TT only about a year ago, 2 years ago. And as we understand, at least 5 to 10 years, memory should be maintained, why they should be given TT? Oh, we don't want to take a chance. Same thing. When you come down with a fever, you do all the blood work, you realize you have a lot of lymphocyte count very high. It's a sign of viral infection, not bacterial infection. Still we give antibiotics. We know antibiotics doesn't work actually in viral infection. Your immune system is supposed to take care. Only certain care has to be taken. But this is where I find we as a community, immunologists, have failed to educate our younger audience. Physicians, we are supposed to do the job. But definitely we have not done a good job in educating our pharmacy students, because they are going to play a central role when all these biologics are going to play, important role in this therapy. I'm sure Dr. Sanjay Kumar is going to highlight on this issue. But then I was discussing this long ago with our current president of Indian Immunology Society, Dr. Taruna Madan, who herself is an example, coming from pharmacy, becoming immunologist, and leading us, why it is so important for pharmacy students to learn immunology. So I said we should come up with a special program from IIS. She said, Sarath, we cannot do it now at society level. You start at Nirma. I said, each immunology session, also CME, also should have one session on ethics, practice in research. So these are the two new things I proposed. She said, no, Nirma mein pehle start karo. So I then realized, after Narendra Bhai moved to Delhi, for any solution, there should be a Gujarati model. So therefore, we should this time also have a Gujarati model starting at Nirma. So with this, I'd like to end my remark, but before that, I'll say a little bit about our chief guest, although it is not so relevant. When I was a PhD student, my teacher, Dr. Santosh Kar, used to tell us, visit NII, their library, their laboratory. One day I was visiting Dr. Salonki's lab. Before entering his office, there is written something called about your boss. There are 3 rules. First rule, that boss is right. Second rule says, boss is wrong. Third rule says, follow rule number 1. So, since then I have been telling my students, boss is always right. They made me feel I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, they say, boss is always right. With this, I once again welcome all our guests, participants, and wish you have a nice time in this event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I would like to invite Dr. Tejal Mehta. She is presently working as professor and head in Department of Pharmaceutics, Nirma University. She is also working as Deputy Director Center for Quality Assurance and Academic Development at Nirma University. She has done her PhD from Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Her area of research is dissolution enhancement of sparingly soluble drugs and formulation development of conventional and novel drug delivery systems using concepts of QBD DOE. She has published more than 70 research papers in journals of national and international repute. She has also presented several papers in national and international conferences. She is recognized PG and PhD guide of Nirma University. She is a reviewer of national and international journal in the research area of pharmaceutics and drug delivery. She is a lifetime member of APTI, IPGA, and Society of Pharmacovigilance of India.
Thank you. Very good morning to all of you, respected dignitaries of the dais, Dr. Dibankar, Sir, Dr. Madan, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, Dr. Anup K. Singh sir, Sharad Dalai sir, and Dr. Aarti, invited guests, participants and students. Very warm welcome to all of you to this two-day national level symposia on CME Immunology in Health and Diseases. As Sharad Dalai said that this is a conference which is in a combination of pharmacy and science. Immunology is the area which highly touch to the pharmaceutical also. Dr. Sanjay Kumar sir is there and many products are there in a pharmaceutical market which are of immunological basis. If you see the pharmaceutical market for immunological sector, it reached to around in India more than 18.5 US billion, and several products are there. If you see the overall then global market, it will be more than 200 US million, and it is observed that maybe within 10 years, maybe it will rise to more than 15% in this particular. This itself says that there are a lot of need of these products, and there are various diseases in which we require these particular products. COVID is already one of the example where we have used the vaccine, and to prepare that vaccine, understanding of this virus is equally needed. There are other viral disease, there are cancer, there is a various treatment of cancer which is immunological basis. So there are a lot of area of the treatment where the immunology plays a role. So being even pharmaceutical student also, they require understanding of this immunology principles, understanding of this specific and non-specific defense, and how it play a role in development of a new research which give a new products. There are also antibody-based products today in the market, and good market of biologics for various diseases. Autoimmune disease and allergy is one of the sector which is also rising in a great way. For also you need a products. So apart from vaccine-based products, the antibody-based products, monoclonal antibody-based products, as well as these all products, it require the other area which touch to this product required for autoimmune diseases. So I congratulate Sharad Dalai sir for choosing this topic which is highly needed for all science and pharmacy students. Thank you, sir, for keeping this topic, which is very, very useful, and very less kind of symposium occur on this area. So all the speakers and others are extremely good for who will deliver these particular topics. So as a organizing committee of CME, Immunology in Health and Disease, I welcome all of you, all the dignitaries. In spite of their busy schedule, they are here and they will deliver to you all the good topics. Welcome all of you. Welcome DG sir, welcome Dalai sir, welcome all the participants. I'm sure that this two-day symposium will be a knowledge gaining to you, and it will be useful to you to concentrate and to focus on your research area which are touching to the immunology. Have a knowledge gaining session for all this today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. I request all the dignitaries to release the abstract books. Dr. Taruna Madan is a prominent Indian scientist serving as the head of the Department of Innate Immunity at National Institute for Research in Reproductive Health in Mumbai. Her PhD, jointly from Delhi Institute for Pharmaceutical Education and Research and Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, focused on aspergillosis and lung surfactant proteins. Dr. Madan pursued her postdoctoral research at IGIB and the University of Oxford, earning awards like CSIR Young Scientist Award and the Indo-US Wisman WIS Fellowship. I request ma'am to address the gathering.
A very good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais and my dear students. It's a momentous occasion that we are meeting here in Nirma University and having this continued medical education seminar or symposia organized under the aegis of Professor Sarat Dalai, who is an esteemed member, senior member of Indian Immunology Society. And I bring you all greetings from the Indian Immunology Society members. This is a very important mandate of the society that we are fulfilling today. Spreading the awareness and educating immunology all over the country is what the mandate has been given to the Indian Immunology Society. And the important thing, as Sarat mentioned, that I happen to be here as a chief guest in one of the orientation program for the MPharm new entrants in 22-23, and that is where the genesis of this CME lies. We both talked, we should have similar immunology workshop or program for the pharmacy students. And what I believe is survival instinct is one of the most basic instincts that we human beings have. And survival instinct is supported by the immune system in a major way. So immunology, that's why, is not only important as a subject, it is also important to live in the most economical and most beneficial way to make best use of your life form that has been given to you. And we all understand the term immune is derived from a Latin term immunis, meaning exempt. So what are we exempt from? We are exempt from a disease. Disease, that means when you are not at ease, when you are not at your best. So that is how the immune system is very, very important, because it helps you to recognize your non-self or the altered self so that you can protect yourself. And the immune therapeutic armamentarium, that is, as Tejal ma'am also mentioned, it's a big, big market. Economy-wise, yes, but important thing is that these are the tools that are less harming and more beneficial, but at this moment very expensive, and I'm sure Sanjeev would be referring to that. And so important application of this science is development of tools for diagnosis and prognosis of diseases. So together they form the largest revenue generating and fastest growing pharma sector. So I wish you all that you gain a lot from this, and this becomes a life-changing moment for you all, and go out and build a name for India. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your wonderful speech, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Dr. Sanjeev Kumar to deliver the inaugural address. He is currently the President Biologics R&D at Zydus Life Sciences. He completed his PhD from the National Institute of Immunology and his postdoctoral studies from Harvard U's Medical Institute of Vanderbilt University, Tennessee, USA. He has been affiliated with Zydus Research Center, Cadila Healthcare Limited, Ahmedabad for several years. He was also the director of Expression Genetics at Alabama, USA, and a senior scientist at Valentis, the Woodlands at Texas, USA. He has received several awards, including the Sidney P. Kolovic Award. He has several research publications and patents to his hat. So please.
Thank you. Wish you all a very good morning. When I asked Dr. Sarat Dalai, how do you want me to utilize the 5 minutes? I was told that try to connect with the pharmacy students, of course all the students, but especially pharmacy students, and convince them that unless you understand immunology, the future drugs which are coming, you will not be connected with them. Now, one might say that even small molecule drugs have been used for a long time for manipulating immune system. After all the old drugs and even new drugs for autoimmune diseases, many of them are small molecule drugs. So you have to understand immunology anyway, whether you are doing small molecule drugs or large molecule drugs. But if you leave the small molecule drugs aside, which is the hardcore, this is how we all understand pharmacy schools, that they understand and develop pharmacy, they understand how drug development takes place with respect to small molecule drugs. However, the world is changing. If you look at the new drugs as they are getting approved, and the best place is to go to US FDA website. Every year new clinical trials get added, new drugs which have been approved over the last year get added, and you see that large molecule drugs hold a very big share. If I think 30-40% of all new approved drugs are. And if you look at large molecule drugs, what are they essentially? They are no more cytokines. Those were 20-30-year-old approvals. Today they are all antibody-based drugs or even modified antibodies, antibody drug conjugates. So while manipulation of disease, autoimmune disease especially, with small molecule drugs made one think कि मुझे आनी चाहिए immunology. When you go into large molecule space, the molecule itself is immunological in nature. So unless you understand antibody structure, unless you know whether you want to make an IgG1 kind of drug, IgG2 kind of drug, nobody makes IgM, but everybody discusses those kind of drugs. How do you manipulate the structure in such a way of this molecule that your body itself doesn't start to recognize that as foreign? Somebody mentioned, right, that to differentiate between self and non-self, all antibodies are non-self, right? At least in the CDRs, wherever the variable region is, they're non-self. So why should the body not make antibodies to the drug itself? You have to understand that. How long the drug should stay in the body, pharmacokinetics. How do you study pharmacokinetics? Small molecule drugs have certain mechanisms of how they will stay longer in the body or not long in the body. What are the mechanisms to eliminate small molecule drugs from the body? You study that in pharmacokinetics. But I'm sure that you do not certainly understand or study it at the same depth for large molecules. How do antibodies stay in the body? They stay in the body. For example, half-lives of antibodies are in days, whereas half-lives of small molecules are in hours or sometimes minutes. So how do you manage treatment with a very different pharmacokinetics? The tools which are used for small molecule drug PK studying requires, let's say, at the most an HPLC machine, right? How do you study the pharmacokinetics of a large molecule drug? You have to understand the new tools. The old technology is ELISA, but new modifications of those also, which is also part of studying immunology. And I'm not yet bringing into discussion a very new area which has come up, CAR T cells. In fact, and it is not so distant anymore. India has already approved the first CAR T made by an IIT professor evolving into Immunact, the company Immunact. And now everybody is talking about making CAR Ts, including us. So how do you study a pharmacokinetics of a CAR T? Not the molecule, the cell itself is an immunological cell coming out of the body of the patient, T cells, for example. How do you manipulate them? What is the composition of that preparation and the heterogeneity that the preparation or the drug itself is? What is it going to do to the patient? Unless you begin to understand immunology, how will you even contribute or participate into the drug development process, the study of its toxicity, the study of its pharmacology, ultimately how it will behave in a clinical trial? So the field of immunology is becoming more and more interesting from a pure dry basic science, which was, by the way, not dry. And knowing as an immunologist, I loved the subject, but now it is becoming very relevant to every drug developer, and those of you who are sitting here want to join the industry, drug development industry, you can be rest assured that in your own life you'll be touching large molecules, you'll be touching CAR-Ts, and I can guarantee you that. So unless you begin to understand immunology today, it would be too late later. So I hope this is impetus enough for you to pay attention to great lectures today and tomorrow, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. Dinkar M. Salunke. He is the Arturo Falaschi Emeritus Scientist and former Director at the International Center of Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology in New Delhi, India. He is an accomplished structural immunologist. He acquired his PhD from the Indian Institute of Science and a postdoc at Brandeis University, Waltham.
So, good morning to all of you. Dr. Anup Singh, distinguished dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and dear students. I'm tempted to start from where Dr. Sharad Dalai left. I remember it was the first couple of years, I was very young faculty at National Institute of Immunology, and just about at that time, Sanjeev Kumar had also joined. And I used to be very disciplined PI in those days. Probably Sanjeev Kumar also will remember. I used to come to the lab at 8 o'clock, and I began taking PhD students, and I would insist on students, no matter how long they work in the night, they have to be in the lab very early in the morning. When I am there, they should be there. So few weeks later, one of my students bought Archie's cartoon, and which had written on it, we start no work before it is 9. And so I was inspired by that, and I went next weekend to Archie's and found another cartoon which said what he read it when he visited my lab, that boss is always right. I gave up over the last 35 years. Slowly, I was not able to convince my students. And last of my students used to work in the lab when I was not there. But they did tremendous work. So one thing that I learned in 35 years of my career is actually allow students to do, allow them to design the experiments, and they actually can do wonders. Another thing I want to say in the context of this particular course is that while we do complain very rightly that students actually learn in a formal coursework in any of the disciplines, very less immunology. And but so much of disaster was caused by SARS-CoV-2 pandemic. There is one good thing that the pandemic did was taught what is immunology even to the illiterate people in the villages. When I visit a place where I grew from, people would ask actually very curious and intelligent questions in terms of immunology of SARS-CoV-2. So it is the right time that Indian Immunology Society has started a course like this, where you actually train people specially and formally in the areas of immunology. I know this particular course is for probably the first course, right? Be conducted in immunology like this by Indian Immunology Society. So it is for 2 days. But in future, I would think that it would be even better if it is for a little longer duration, where even students get to expose little more, even in visiting places, for example, like Sanjeev's lab, where they actually do drug discovery using immunology as a foundation. So what I'm actually trying to say is it's the right time in terms of focus being shifted towards immunology as an education. People are actually anxious to know a lot more, and you have a great deal of achievements. It was a record rate at which the vaccines were developed when pandemic came in, and what used to take at least 7 to 8 years now actually could be done in 5 to 6 months, and we probably should not wait for another pandemic to come for this actually time gap to be reduced, and that can happen only if we stay with a prepared mind, and that means our education should have lot stronger emphasis on immunology. And with those few words, this part of my being here, I will close. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce you all to Dr. Anup Singh, the Director General of Nirma University. Under his leadership, Nirma has attained great heights of success. He has earned his PhD from University of Allahabad and a postdoctoral fellowship from the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. He has many golden feathers to his cap. A few of them are that he serves on the governing council of the Association of Indian Universities. He served as a visiting scholar at Northwestern University J.K. Kellogg Graduate School for Business Administration in Evanston. He taught organizational behavior at Management Development Institute in Gurgaon and served as the Dean of International Management Institute in New Delhi. He has many publications to his credit, comprising books, research papers in international and national journals, case studies, and so on. Thank you so much, sir, for coming here. We request you to address the gathering.
Professor Salunke, Professor Madan, Dr. Kumar, distinguished faculty, and dear students. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Institute of Pharmacy, Institute of Science to organize this event. This is very important for you. Dr. Madan mentioned about the instinct to survive. It was a vision of ancient Indians, Jivim Sharashatam. I don't know how come 10,000 years ago this vision was developed when probably human beings were not able to even live for more than 30 years, right? So it was a great vision. When we became independent, then life expectancy was around 40 years. So your grandparents had very small life compared to what your parents are going to have and what you are going to have. You are definitely going to have a longer life expectancy than your parents. And this became possible through science, and immunology has immensely contributed to that. Professor Dalai mentioned about two things. One is the scientific method, and another is scientific mindset. For example, we know certain things. He mentioned about this viral infection. Why do we take antibiotics when we have viral infection? Because we understand scientific method, but we don't have scientific mindset. So my appeal to you is to develop a scientific mindset. Here we have biologists, we have a pharmacist to discuss about the issue. But one thing that you should also ask sometime during discussions, what is the relationship between body and the brain? So is it only body which is playing the game, or there is also brain? So if you look into scientific evidence, there is evidence that when a human body is under tremendous stress, the immunological strength of the body goes down. So if you're not able to have a sleep, as Professor Salunke was mentioning, that students should not come because they are working till late evening, and if they don't have proper sleep, their immunological strength goes down, right? So I always tell my students, have you got your 8 hours of sleep? Because if you are not getting your 8 hours of sleep, there is something wrong with your immunological system, right? If you are not having timely meal, there is something wrong with your immunological system. You get disease, right? So what is the role of lifestyle, right? And how do we increase the immunological strength without medicine? That is the biggest challenge, right? Is it possible through yoga? Is it possible through relaxation? Is it possible through meditation? Is it possible through networking? Is it possible through, working on self-understanding? I don't know, but probably all these factors also contribute to your mental well-being. And when there is mental well-being, there is physical well-being. So somewhere we need to also ask this question, that what is the relationship between mental well-being and physical well-being, and how we can improve physical well-being without medicines. So I'm sure that at least some of you would be able to shed light on this issue. So I wish all the best for this wonderful CME event. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your deep insights. Now I would like to call on stage Dr. Aarti Sundarajan for the vote of thanks.
So Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Dinakar Salunke, Emeritus Scientist and former Director, International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology, New Delhi, Dr. Taruna Madan, President of Indian Immunology Society and Head of the Division of Development Research, ICMR, New Delhi, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, President, Research and Development, Zydus Research Center, Ahmedabad, Dr. Anup Singh, Director General, Nirma University, Professor Sharad Dalai, Director, Institute of Science, and Professor Tejal Mehta, Head of the Department of Pharmaceutics at Institute of Pharmacy and Deputy Director, IQAC, Nirma University, all the distinguished invited speakers, symposium delegates, and participants, faculty members, support staff members of ISNU and IPNU, and all our dear students. So it is my privilege today to give the vote of thanks on this occasion of the inauguration of the CME, Immunology in Health and Diseases Symposium, being conducted under the aegis of the Indian Immunology Society and CCE, Nirma University. On behalf of all of us at ISNU and IPNU, I would like to first express my deep sense of gratitude to President Dr. Karsanbhai Patel for his philanthropic vision and for setting up a state-of-the-art academic institute like Nirma University. I sincerely thank Vice President Shri K.K. Patel, Director General Dr. Anup Singh, and Executive Registrar Shri G.K. Nair for their leadership, guidance, and encouragement. I thank our Director, Professor Sharad Dalai, for his consistently excellent support throughout the planning stages of this program. I thank Professor Tejal Mehta for accepting our invitation and Dr. Bhagavati Saxena, the co-coordinator of this program, for all her help and support. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Dinakar Salunke, Dr. Taruna Madan, and Dr. Sanjeev Kumar for accepting our invitation. All your inaugural addresses today, I'm sure, will provide an appropriate beginning for this symposium. So I take this opportunity to also thank the support provided by the Indian Immunology Society, GSBTM, DBT, SCRB, and all the vendors who have provided the sponsorships. I would like to take this opportunity to further thank all the invited speakers. I'm sure faculty and students alike will find a lot of value in what is going to come. I thank my colleagues, faculty members, and non-teaching staff for their active participation. Finally, my vote of thanks would be incomplete if I do not acknowledge the efforts of Ronak Barot, Parthiban Modaliar, Rajendra Patel, Sachin Prajapati, Valji Desai, and Aarti Verma. So these are the people who work tirelessly behind the scenes to make events such as these possible. So I thank all the PhD and MSc students. After all, the success of this program depends heavily on their active involvement as well. So I hope all of you enjoy the CME Immunology in Health and Diseases program. I'm sure, like me, you will gain valuable insights from the various talks over these 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. I request all of you to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता